Imagine walking into the airport in 2026 and feeling something different. The terminals look the same, the crowds look the same, the announcements sound the same, but the rules have changed. Quietly, subtly, strategically. And unless someone tells you what shifted and why, you're traveling in the dark. But that ends today, because in this video, I'm going to show you 12 new airport rules in 2026. The ones reshaping how you travel, who gets priority, who saves money, who gets upgrades, and who gets stuck paying for mistakes they didn't even know they were making. Most travelers never notice these changes, not because the airlines hide them in fine print, but because they hide them in plain sight. They're wrapped in convenience, buried in apps, disguised as technology upgrades, or framed as new standard procedures. But insiders, people who take the time to understand the system, they move differently. They move sooner, smarter, calmer. And I want you to be one of them. So whether you're a senior looking for less hassle, a parent trying to avoid airport chaos, a frequent flyer chasing smarter upgrades, or a budget traveler squeezing value from every inch of a trip, today's video is designed for you. Let's get into it. 1. The new digital first security checkpoint. Imagine this. You roll your suitcase up to security. You're expecting the old routine. Dig for your wallet, pull out your ID, unfold your boarding pass, hold everything at an awkward angle while balancing luggage with your knee. But the TSA agent doesn't wave you forward. Instead, the scanner does. You hold up your phone, one tap, a soft beep. You're through. That's the 2026 digital first security shift. Your government ID and boarding pass are now encrypted credentials stored in your phone or smartwatch. Airports don't advertise this loudly because they want to keep the traditional lines flowing. It creates the illusion of necessary congestion. But the travelers using digital ID, they skip entire layers of friction. And here's the quiet part no one mentions. Digital first ID verifies faster than a human can blink. Your face is matched with your encrypted ID. Your boarding pass is validated. Your travel record is cross-checked automatically, all in under 3 seconds. Here's an example. You're a senior traveler with limited mobility. Normally, the ID check is exhausting, the bending, the digging, the balancing. But now, you tap your device, the system confirms everything, and you glide forward. For families, it's even better. No more juggling 5 passports at once. No more, where did you put your boarding pass? Panic. And the best part? Some airports preload your credentials hours or even days before your flight. You walk in already approved. But here's something interesting. Digital first security directly affects a second, much more hidden rule. 2. Dynamic carry-on allowances. The real reason rules keep changing. You've probably noticed that carry-on restrictions feel inconsistent. One trip your bag is allowed, the next trip it isn't. One gate agent lets a slightly bigger bag slide, another insists it must be checked. In 2026, that inconsistency isn't random. It's intentional. Airlines now use dynamic overhead bin algorithms to calculate how much space is available in real time. Your carry-on allowance shifts based on your check-in time, your boarding group, how full your flight is, your seat class, your loyalty activity, and even your app behavior. Yes, your app activity can influence your carry-on privileges. Here's a scenario. You check in early using digital ID. The system sees you're among the first 40% of passengers. It automatically marks you as priority bin eligible. So your bag fits, you board calmly. You get first pick of overhead space. Meanwhile, someone who checked in late, they get flagged for possible gate check, even if their bag is within the size limit. Airlines don't tell travelers this because if everyone acted strategically, bin chaos would disappear. And airlines prefer bin chaos because it pushes people to pay for priority boarding, upgrades, or early check-in features. But here's the major twist. This system ties directly into the next new rule, the one that airlines really don't want most passengers to know, because carry-on allowances influence last-minute digital upgrades. 3. Contactless, last-minute upgrade windows. You've heard of $39 upgrades. You've heard of emailed upgrade offers. But in 2026, there's a new player. Real-time dynamic gate upgrades pushed directly to your phone once boarding begins. Here's the trick. These upgrade offers often appear after the gate agent closes standard boarding and starts scanning digital IDs. That's because the system now knows how many seats are left, which seats need to be filled, which passengers are digitally verified, and who is already near the gate. So imagine this. You're standing 5 feet from the boarding door. Your phone buzzes. Upgrade to premium economy for $90? Or even, upgrade to business class for $175? Other passengers don't get the offer because they aren't digitally checked in. They're far from the gate. Their carry-on got flagged. They haven't interacted with the airline app recently. This is why digital IDs matter. They push you into the system's top-tier visibility. And here's where it gets wild. These upgrades aren't just about seats. The system also uses them to determine who qualifies for the new AI-powered bag screening lane. And that brings us to the next rule, the one that's transforming security more than anything since 9/11. 4. AI-enhanced bag screening. No more laptop removal. If you haven't experienced this yet, you will. And when you do, it feels like magic. In 2026, advanced CT scanners with AI enhanced detection identify prohibited items without requiring passengers to remove. Laptops, tablets, cameras, liquids, medicine, chargers, small electronics. You simply place your bag on the belt, and the scanner reconstructs a detailed 3D model of its contents. The AI then highlights potential risks automatically. But here's where things get fascinating. iBag screening ties directly to the next new rule, real-time luggage tracking. Because once AI identifies your bag, it can track it across multiple zones in the airport. That means lost luggage? Almost impossible now. 5. Smart luggage tracking. Here's a quiet truth. Airlines lose far fewer bags now, and it's not because they got better at handling them. It's because radio frequency identification bag tracking became mandatory in 2026 across major airports. Every checked bag now has a radio frequency identification chip, a digital profile, a scan history, a location trail, and passengers can see everything through their airline app. Imagine this. You land from a tight connection. You're worried your bag didn't make it. But instead of guessing, your app tells you, bag scanned, arrived at Denver, carousel 14 in 6 minutes. Families stop panicking. Seniors stop worrying. Budget travelers stop paying for unnecessary insurance. But here's the twist. RFID tracking also determines who qualifies for the new wellness priority lanes, a 2026 feature designed to reduce crowding, but secretly used to reward predictable passengers. 6. Wellness priority lanes, a quiet VIP shortcut. These lanes are one of 2026's most overlooked gems. They're designed for passengers who complete a health survey, wear a health monitoring device, opt in to biometric screening, or pre-clear their digital ID. When you do this, the system marks you as low risk, high efficiency, meaning you're routed into shorter lanes, faster checks, smoother entry points. These aren't medical screenings, they're behavioral, and they allow airports to prioritize travelers who flow smoothly through the system. They don't advertise this because they don't want crowds in these lanes. But the wellness lane feeds into the next airport shift, a rule that fixes one of the biggest travel pains of all time. Gate changes. 7. Early gate change alerts powered by predictive AI. Gate changes used to feel random. 1 minute you're at gate A12, the next you're sprinting to gate F95, carrying a coffee, a backpack, a winter coat, and a questionable amount of frustration. In 2026, AI predicts gate changes before the airport publishes them. The system analyzes aircraft arrivals, crew timing, airport congestion, weather patterns, maintenance signals, and even passenger clustering. Then it updates your app with gate likely to change to B17. 30 minutes later, the public screen updates. But you already knew. While others run, you stroll. And here's where things get interesting. These predictive systems power the next 2026 rule, one that's transforming how people move between terminals: autonomous airport shuttles. 8. Autonomous airport shuttles. The end of long walks. In 2026, driverless shuttles now transport passengers between distant gates, remote terminals, connector tunnels, and international wings. These shuttles operate every 60 to 120 seconds and adjust routes based on passenger clusters. This is especially important for seniors, travelers with tight connections, families with strollers, anyone changing terminals in giant airports like Istanbul, Dubai, or LAX. But here's the insider part. Your digital activity influences shuttle availability. If the system sees you moving toward a gate change early, thanks to predictive alerts, it positions a shuttle accordingly. This same digital activity triggers something else: priority boarding eligibility. 9. App-engaged priority boarding. This rule is so subtle, most passengers have no idea it exists. Airlines now reward travelers who check in digitally, use mobile boarding passes, engage with notifications, enable biometric verification, or complete pre-flight steps. These passengers quietly get bumped into earlier boarding groups, not because of loyalty status, not because of seat class, but because airlines want more people using digital systems. Here's an example. You check your app twice before the flight. You respond yes to a seating preference question. You confirm your ID. At the gate, your boarding pass suddenly says Group 2 instead of Group 4. This matters because early boarding equals guaranteed overhead bin space, and bin space is the #1 stress point on U.S. flights right now. But priority boarding leads to something even more valuable: lounge access without a membership. 10. Lounge access through digital tokens. In 2026, airlines realized something important. People who spend time in lounges spend more on travel long-term. So they introduced digital lounge tokens, a hidden perk unlocked through app surveys, flight check-ins, airline partner transactions, digital ID enrollment, or frequent flyer milestones. These tokens provide one-time lounge access even if you don't have a membership or credit card. Imagine this. You're traveling with kids. The airport is loud, crowded, overstimulating. Your phone buzzes. You've unlocked a comfort token, redeem at Lounge B. Suddenly you're in a quiet room with snacks, charging outlets, clean bathrooms, and space to breathe. These tokens aren't advertised because airlines don't want lounges overcrowded, but they do want digital engagement. And speaking of digital engagement, that leads to one of the biggest 2026 changes affecting every dollar you spend: transparent dynamic fee dashboards. 11. The transparent fee dashboard, finally. For the first time ever, airlines created a centralized dashboard showing seat fees, bag fees, upgrade offers, meal prices, Wi-Fi packages, onboard purchases, dynamic discounts, and waived fees. Here's the part most travelers miss. This dashboard exposes discounts that airlines use to quietly hide. Things like $0 change fee today, meal upgrade reduced 40%, checked bag fee waived due to low volume, exit row seat now free. But only passengers who open the dashboard see these changes. Everyone else pays full price. And this dashboard ties directly to the final and most visible 2026 airport rule: biometric boarding. 12. Biometric boarding, the fastest boarding ever created. In 2026, biometric boarding is finally mature, accurate, and fast. You walk up to the gate, a camera scans your face. Your identity, reservation, seat, and security clearance all flash green. You walk on. No boarding pass, no scanning, no ID, no fumbling with devices, no waiting in a long, slow-moving line. Families board faster. Seniors board easier. Budget travelers board more confidently. Frequent flyers board more efficiently. And because biometric boarding virtually eliminates bottlenecks, boarding times are dropping across the world. But before we wrap up, this is the perfect moment for something important. If you're still watching, it means you care about traveling smarter, not just cheaper. You value information most travelers never hear. And that's exactly why this channel exists. So while we pause for just a moment in this journey through 2026 airport secrets, let me say this. If you love learning the hidden rules that make flying easier, subscribe to Boardifly. This channel is built for travelers who want an edge, comfort, confidence, and clarity in the places most people feel stressed. All right, let's keep going, because the final insights are the most empowering. Everything you learned today forms one larger truth. Travel in 2026 rewards the traveler who moves early, digitally, and confidently. Because now you know, security is digital first. Carry-on rules adapt to your behavior. Upgrades appear at the gate. AI scans your bag instantly. Your luggage tracks itself. Wellness lanes create shortcuts. Gate changes predict themselves. Shuttles move automatically. Priority boarding is algorithmic. Lounge tokens are digital. Fees reveal themselves. Boarding is biometric. Travel isn't getting harder. It's getting smarter. And now, well, so are you. Before you go, I want to hear from you. What's the best free thing you've ever gotten on a flight? Tell me in the comments. I read every story. Make sure you're subscribed for more hidden travel intel. And until next time, fly smarter.